in that space, it would be through a radio or a TV. You also are something. You also do what people call a hype man. I think every club in Nigeria probably has a hype man, but I think when it comes to top-notch hype man, you probably are one of the ones here in Nigeria. Um, I'd like you to speak to me about your experience with the evolution of music and kind of how digital has affected that. I mean, I know that now with your podcast, people are now able to tune in live and see you live. So talk to me about the progression of music and what the impact of digital has been on the music industry.
Um, for me, I want to start with the fact that if I want to go what CD said, if I want to be honest in my space, um, it is very good. But half the time you get questions like the type of music we listen to now. I mean, are kids working more and more than craft? Well, it's good. It's getting better. Things are getting. We should talk about a bit of no gatekeeping and anything. But if I want to talk about my trend and what I mean, the evolution of music for me, um, it'll make things a lot quicker now. Sometimes you might find things without substance because there's no more gatekeeping. Like you already said, sometimes you realize that people get lazier. Uh, but the fact is, it puts us on the map, whether you like it or not. There are times that we'll never ever imagine that we have any idea that every African musician be on the Billboard Top 100. But now, it is different. But for people like who have been in the past, because I've been in one decade, the OGs and the new now, you can tell that example, I want to relate to the newspaper. It's getting more traditional now because nobody would have the time to take out time in their cars to listen. Talking about how we work in Nigeria, the situation in the country sometimes don't even allow you to stay and tune into a radio. So sometimes you have to wait to the point that you're on your phone and stream. And these days things have changed. They've moved to a state where we have virtual radio now. Then we buy newspapers because you wanted me to play puzzles, you wanted me to read the headlines, and but now the fact is it's quicker to get on your phone and read it. It's the same with radio too as well. Broadcasting has changed. There's visual radio now. I mean, you can be at work and just stream live, and you're on the move, you can listen. But the only thing I always, over time, is sometimes in my space, in broadcasting, has made a lot of people lazier. Things are quicker, but you realize you have a few people who have so much, I mean, who are in the trend, but have no substance. And I think that's the problem. I mean, in broadcasting, you can only really talk about the OGs versus the likes of the Olusas who have done things traditionally. It's still good. But what this means now is, as things bigger, you find that's me evolution of music. Now you can stay just in a confinement of your space, put your music on as in every part of the world. Now we have the Spotify, Tidal now. We have, platforms you can put your music just by sitting just in your bedroom, in your toilet. You can do music right now and send it out to the world. Well, whether we like it or not, it's still a blessing and a curse. But I'll be honest with you. He has put food on the table for a lot of people. You can grow your business, grow whatever you do, broadcasting, music, from any of your space. You don't have to take it to Alaba to sell. You can sell music while sitting in your house, and it's put food on a lot of people's tables. So for me, like I said, we can see it as a blessing and a curse. I still like things done traditionally, I'll be honest. I like things done traditionally. In the sense, yes, things are going digitally now, but it'd be nice to still have, good experience for people who have been there or people that can put you through. Because the truth is, we're growing a speeding economy and even in music, but you realize that people who cannot really access it and still have something to show. For example, the King Sonia days, we love his music, right? But you can almost say, yeah, he'll play at parties, play at events, but this time around, thank God for digital marketing. Not a lot of us actually knew that he was one of the first guys that played on the David Letterman show. But thank God for digital, that's how we can know things like that. But somehow, as much as you're going to grow things traditionally, you must, in entertainment, No disrespect, you have to be in that space. Thank you very much.
So if you don't mind, so it's interesting that you've spoken about how digital can help expand your worldview. But for us on the big business side, it's a totally different thing. So whilst outside Africa, digital helps you to scale your business some more. But if you look at the intersection of users of digital versus those that operate on traditional media spaces, if you look at both target audiences and you intersect them, there's actually a very limited number of people that are on traditional media spaces and come to digital. For me, I would like to always work with research. And the research shows in Nigeria, for instance, there are almost triple the number of people on digital platforms than listen to radio. On radio than on digital platforms. So as a big business, and it also affects a couple of us here with certain kinds of businesses in certain spaces. Why would I then go play on digital when the traditional media platforms?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, of course.
I understand your point of view, but the truth is, like I said, things are still done traditionally. But for me, for the answer to that question is because we're having this conversation because that is the new big thing now. It might not be exactly solving all your problems right now, but if you're not in that space, it's where we're going to. You have to be there. I understand that for radio, for example, you still need to put your adverts on radio. People still need to listen to it. But the reason why people are talking about it now and making a lot of noise about it because it is the new big thing. You have to be in that space. It's not because it's obtainable now. It is, but you have to just get with the project, be part of that team. So when he moves to the next level, you're in that space. That's what he means. That's what I understand about it. For business, it's good. Traditionally, that's why I said things still need to be done traditionally. For business, you still need to play adverts, put in the newspapers. But the thing is, like I said, the core of what people are selling now are the younger ones, even the older guys, the young ones that influence them. And they're the ones that get in that space. It's just because you can do things traditionally, but you understand that at the end of the day, the core and that next big space we're moving into, you have to be part of it.
Thank you for that. That's definitely some interesting points that we have. I think I've been neglecting this side of the stage, so I'm going to go over to you. Simi, in terms of when we spoke earlier, we alluded to your passion for both education and also the political system. So in your opinion, we spoke about the fact that nothing is documented, really, and that's a huge issue in the political system. So what do you think that the Nigerian political system can learn from other countries in the West in terms of documenting and processes and things of that sort, also utilizing and keeping in mind the digital revolution?
Thank you very much. I'm going to flip your question again. I don't think we need to learn from the West necessarily.
Okay.
I think there are things in our culture that we need to emphasize and build on. I think we're fantastic storytellers. We don't do a great job at it in modernizing our processes in that space. But I don't think that I would change that for anything that the West does. I actually, and I admire our culture, our northern culture, southern culture. I admire where I'm from. If I did stray away from digital and go into wealth, and since there are a few pastors in the house, I think I'm going to start with a confession. Because working in the education space was exhausting, in the public education space. And it's because poverty is exhausting. And it's because it's a system that multiplies poverty. Because if by primary 6 you can't read or write, what chance do you have? Really and truly. And we have a system that doesn't allow children to repeat, because under the Obasanjo administration, I believe they said all children must go. So we pass up children, like 70-something% fail. No, it's because 70-something% don't know how to read or write. So of course, when they get to YF, what are they actually writing? I've been in schools where the teacher gives them the answer sheets. So from primary school, your morality is destroyed. And now politicians. Because I figured politics is one of the places where you can do the greatest good for the greatest amount of people. And I'm excited about what's happening in the political space because I think that's what will happen. It will translate into different sectors, education, transport, whatever it is. Because if the process at which those who determine what we get, when we get it, how we get it, if they begin to digitize and modernize the way they think, right? The other day we're doing screenings. And we're telling people to bow and go. You were talking about documenting references. What will we say in 2023 when we're going through the screening process? What lessons have we learned from bow and go? None. Because you told people to bow and go. And we think it's cute and we applaud them and we say, okay, no, we need to actually, the process is important because input determines output. So if your input is rubbish, your output is going to be rubbish. So how do you expect somebody that was told bow and go to write you a 100-day report when they start their ministerial appointments? They told them to bow and go. How do they do their one-year reports when they start their appointments? You told them to bow and go. The greatest love, and I love this country with all my heart, that we can do for ourselves is hold ourselves accountable. And that means that we don't smile in the faces of rubbish. And that's why I like JJ, because he has been taunting people from 10 years ago and beyond. We need to keep demanding accountability. We need to keep demanding that processes are open. We need to keep demanding that it's not about FOI bill or FOI, it should be our culture. When you need information, you should be able to access it. Thank you very much.
Yes. So over to you. I wanted to speak to you about, so what do you think? A lot of people are afraid of tech. I think we talked about it being a blessing or a curse. And we only have 5 minutes left until this panel is over. So I want to go around each person, and I want you to tell me whether you believe the emergence of digital is a blessing or a curse, and tell us why. So I'm going to start with you, Bella, over there. So just give us a 1-minute point of whether you think the emergence of digital is a blessing or a curse.
I think the emergence of digital is a blessing. And I'll probably just, mention another point on culture and say that I think that digital has been able to give a voice to cultures that, otherwise would like to leave certain things, in the dark. And I'll give an example. It was about maybe sometime last year or 2 years ago that one tweet uncovered the, extent of sexual harassment that was happening in the northern Nigeria. So the birth of Arewa Me Too movement was with a tweet. And today we have a movement that is given an opportunity for people to talk about something that has been happening for years, right? It's not new, but the culture would want us to pretend that it's non-existent, and would rather that we suppress it, right? But thanks to Twitter, thanks to social media platforms, today people are championing the movement and uncovering conversations that we ought to have been having, ages ago. And hopefully, thanks to digital, we're going to start to create mechanisms to make sure that we're protecting our young girls, our young boys, our grown men, our grown women from harassment. So digital, I say, is a plus.
Thank you for that. So is digital a blessing or a curse? Yes, you.
Yeah, for me, banking, digital is the biggest blessing of mankind. It makes it possible for you to be anywhere in Nigeria, for example, and be inclusive. All right. Today, apart from, for example, people are participating in. Okay, what they listen to on the radio is Bank XYZ made these huge billions of naira in profit, yet he's poor. All right. Now, with the blessing of digital, it's possible for anyone to participate in banking. You participate in banking not as a customer, but participating in the income share. It's never ever been thought of, but because of digital. Digital makes it possible for us to rethink investing, to rethink banking, to rethink how we interact with the banks, and also how we power commerce in today's world. Without digital, it it would be a far-fetched question for anybody in the world to answer. So digital, the biggest blessing ever. Thank you very much.
Simi, over to you.
Digital is definitely a blessing. I have my brother on the other side of the room, Kefa, my partner in crime in our political journey, and digitizing some processes made sure that people got their money and got their full money. I'm excited about what digital can do about wealth multiplication in our country and on the continent. And I believe that it is definitely a blessing. It's now incumbent on us and our generation to now ensure that the undoing of 90 million plus people in extreme poverty is reduced by the ability for digital to do things at a faster pace. So that means we don't have to wait for 40 years to create, to move people out of poverty. I believe, and so I'm excited about what that can do for our people, and I hope that our generation stands up to that call, stands up to that responsibility, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Otega, digital a blessing or a curse?
So digital will be a blessing under certain conditions. For businesses, it will help expand our worldviews. It will help make our processes more efficient. It will give us open new markets and expand new frontiers for us. On the other hand, it will also quickly become a curse. We live in a post-fact world. With digital means, things are getting to various audiences quicker. You post something on Twitter, it's put on WhatsApp, it's tweaked a little bit, and before you know, the initial message that has been passed has changed significantly. And with that comes increase in security risks, increase in miscommunication risks, and it's also the downfall of a couple of young politicians who are also coming up. So digital will always be a blessing to a very large extent, but as much as it is a blessing, we have to be very, very responsible and deliberate in our use of digital, because if not, it quickly turns to a curse.
Thank you. And Dotun, last but not least. Let's clap for that. Yes.
For me, I'll be honest, it is a blessing, but I want to come from the angle of control. And that is dependent on us. Half the time we feel like because you have the power in your hands, you can do anything with it. I think the question is, what do you do with that power? And I think that's, we can talk about the blessing. I feel there's nothing in this life that does not have its advantages and disadvantages. There are pros and there are cons. In my space, it has grown a lot of people. It's a space where you can find opportunities, and same way we can talk about making people, and it's the same spirit that are broken people as well. I can call tons of names. People who this same thing are broken, and people that actually they have made a fortune from it. Now, I be very honest, it's a lot of power in your hands, but I feel for me, I want to talk from the angle of control. These days we talk about mental health, talk about depression. It's good, we can speak about it, but I can tell you, too much of everything is bad. It is good, it's a blessing, but I'll be honest with you. Our control is dependent on everybody in this room. It's what you do with your power in your hands, that's what matters. Half the time that people feel because you have an opinion or you have a chance information, that you can disseminate it how you feel. I think for me, I want to talk about, to be honest, I want to talk from the angle. It's a blessing. We've grown. It's grown music. Everybody talks about Wizkid now. Now Wizkid can do a song with Beyonce and every part of the world in just one click. It's a good thing. And it has helped the market and has grown it. But everybody should work on control.
Thank you very much for that. Let's put our hands together for our panelists, Otega, Dotun, Simi, Bella, and Yinka. Thank you so much for being here with us. We just have one last question. Is Joey Akan in the audience? Joey Akan? Joey? We'd like to have you contribute to this panel. Just from a music perspective, I'd like you to give us, does he have a mic? You have a mic. Can you please come to the front of the room? Let's put our hands together for him as he comes to the front of the room. Thank you for joining us. So I just wanted to get your perspective from a musical perspective. We're talking about digital wealth. We'd like to hear from you on this topic.
Okay, for the industries I service, the media and music, I'll speak on music.
Can you hear him?
Hello. Okay, for the music industry, when digital came, the industry moved out of the dark ages. Previously, you saw how much of the records you listened to as kids, much of the records you listened to growing up before the advent of digital were CDs, and promotion was a problem. Getting the music out was a problem. Connecting with fans was a problem. Carrying out studies and research, marketing research to check where your best listeners are or your preferred audience are was a problem also. But with digital, what happened was everything changed. We have an artist right now who is one Nigerian artist is somewhere in South America, filling out shows, filling out stadiums. There's an artist in this country, nobody knows him. If he walks in here now, nobody would care about him. But in Gabon, this guy is the #1 star. That's because the music has been able to travel because of digital. This amongst many others. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Again, thank you to our panelists, and thank you to our audience for engaging with us. I will give the mic back to Vimbai at this point.
Thank you so much. I told you that would be for the culture. You need to do better than that, because this was really for the culture. Thank you very much. Fantastic panel. Great energy, great insights. And I believe you guys can just come right here up front so we can do our photo op. If I could just call the photographers to come up front as well, so we can get a picture of this panel.
I think there are a few goodie bags as well to go with that, so should be fun.
Wonderful. So there you go. That's the impact on digital. I love some of the things that came out of this conversation. As somebody who's passionate about gender issues, I've followed the Arewa Me Too movement with so much passion. And I just thought it was phenomenal how, like she said, one tweet can turn into something that creates so much tangible, positive change for an entire demographic of, in this case, specifically young African women. But of course, it's going to translate to young people across Nigeria and young people across Africa as well. So very brilliant. And the way music is traveling, the way culture, fashion, the speed of digital is instant.
I think a very, very good example of how far music is traveling and how far it has traveled is the new Beyonce album.
Whew, if I hear another word about this album, go on.
Yeah, but the truth is, it's predominantly, African people that are featured on the album, and actually shows the acceptance of African music, not just on the African continent, but in the world at large. So, again, I think the most important thing that I've taken from this session is the fact that it is mandatory that we include technology in our structure. Technology cannot stand on its own. You're welcome. Technology will not stand on its own, and the future of the world relies on the fact that we need to inculcate technology into our structures, because that is the only way it can survive. And for that reason, again, anyway, let's tone it down a little bit now. Who's ready to have a good laugh? Who wants to have a good laugh?
I'm always ready for a good laugh. Like, I don't need anybody to respond, right?
Okay.
Based on the fact that we hold the microphones in this place. We're running the show.
We are.
I'm ready to laugh.
Okay. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, do me the honor of a round of applause for this very young man that's always ranting everywhere in Lagos. Unfortunately, he's wearing, where's your bag? Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mr. MC Lively. Where's your bag, Dave?
As somebody who's a true testament of the power of the digital space with regards to pushing your brand and your craft, I'm ready to laugh, honey. I'm going to sit right here. Please make
Sorry, afternoon, everybody. Why is everybody speaking big grammar? I don't understand. Sorry. Especially the auntie that sits here. That is it moderate? Sister in green. Auntie green. Oyibo yin pọ̀ ma, kí ló dé? Sorry, please, me. I don't know how to speak big grammar, and I'm not even here to do much. I just want to ask one question. Because As I'm coming inside before, I smell one aroma. I don't know whether you people smell the aroma too. When are they serving the jollof rice? So the question is in your mind too, Abi. You have been waiting, and so everybody is feeling this thing. Please bring it. At least they should even start with small chops. Small chops. If they don't have small chops, let them put pepper pomo in small. I pick it any more so auntie sister. Do you feel me? Do you feel what I'm telling you now? I'm not here to talk much. Just say shoki, because even Yoruba say, they say shoki lobe oge. Did I lie? Is that not proverb in Yoruba proverb? Last, please, brother Omojua, bros, brother JJ, hey Joe, I want to ask you, please, because this thing now, this book is very good, very, very good book. Not all of us can read. I have it here. They say digital, the code, clinical code. But the book, that's the real book. That's the original book. I don't know if you can do it, maybe voice notes. So I will be sharing on WhatsApp for purpose of. Thank you very much. My name is MC Library. And then that was digital, right?
No, he killed it with that. He killed it with that.
That was digital. I mean, we have to put voice notes. That'd be great.
No, it will not be great. We're here to solve. We're not promoting piracy here.
Okay.
We're gonna download the book. We're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
So that the man can get his coins.
Now, still in the spirit of comedy, we have the prophets of comedy and the prophets of comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Ashiri and Arole. Ashegu. Orojade. I could do this, you know.
Odipo. Wow. Lulu. I still saw you in the Big Brother house yesterday. They said you forgot your slippers. Wow, it's good to be here. Wow. Please, let's celebrate Omojua. It's not easy. JJ. I tell you, one of my greatest imagination right now is that on the last days we are going to have digitalized judgment. Is that one is sure? People like JJ forget. When you just get to heaven, just say, well, check your timeline. Angel Gabriel just repeated your judgment. For people like Bobby, you know, Bobby has judged himself right on earth. He's the man on fire. So it's good to be a Willie. I'm not here to say much, you know, he's a comedian. I'm just proud of my son. Omojua, you see, I'm here as a spiritual authority to tell you that I'm proud of you. You get my point? You came to meet me on the mountain, I gave you this idea. My time is not much here. This is what I came to do. You see, you are my testimony. I can see Pastor Elevation, God bless you. You're doing amazing work. Dakolo. Oh, Nicolo. Oh, see some small vision, I beg. My greatest disadvantage is that about this digitalized revolution is that our parents came on WhatsApp. That thing is annoying. Have you ever received annoying business from your dad before? My dad sent me a 1996 video. He said I should not pass Ogba, they are fighting. When I saw the billboard at the back of the video, I saw MK Abiola was doing campaign. I said, in 2019, actually, let me tell you this. You see, Twitter has cost a lot for me. Yes, sir. Omojua, do you know that you are a role model? My dad is 79. You are a role model to my father. Now, because of you, my dad told me that I love Omojua. Arole, can you open Twitter for me? You know, he's a typical Yoruba man from Ondo State. And I don't know, Yoruba people, any small thing looks like abuse. So I opened it for him. Few of his friends followed him. So I went to meet him the next morning. I said, Daddy, what in telling you? Eh? You look at what telling guy. Oh, Miss Martino. It's always they don't like table tennis. I know. You know, you see, before you might be wondering that, you know, I meant to come here to shout and all of that.
You don't change now.
Been to the UK. Hey, Juliet Ibrahim.
Oh, go near. I see a vision.
Yeah, Juliet, receive it. Look at me, Juliet.
Now, I was trying to be too smart. One way, what?
Juliet.
Can you go let me?
Kamaha, sir.
Omojua.
Juliet.
Julie.
You are looking for husband. You know what? Oh God. Oh.
I'm seeing your makeup kit.
Oh.
Makeup kit. I hear mo worry. Ta ló fa àlùbọ́sà síbẹ̀? Ọlákúnlé Ṣóríyàn.
It's a man in black.
Baba, I see a vision to you, sir. You went for a job on Saturday. They gave you 2.5 million. It's a prophetic seed. Sow it now. Charles Otudo. You are owing me a car. It's two door.
I should, before I leave, let me pray for my son. You know, I'm here for him. Bobby, great guy. Well, okay. Man of God, you know God called you. I called God. You know.
Dọ̀tún bọ̀ mí lọ́wọ́. Ìwọ ń ṣe hype man. Ọ̀kẹ́ wàá ṣe hype man lọ́rùn. Why you see Dọ̀tún for entrance of heaven? Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to heaven. Give me the color. When you go enter heaven and when you see list, they say you call Bobrisky enter heaven. Ladies and gentlemen, entering heaven in grand style. You never see the name of. Entering heaven in grand style. I guess what to do.
Before I leave here, you wrote a book about digital wealth. No. Yeah. I'm proud of him. I see a vision for you. Banky Tilons, I told him that time. For him marry, I told him. Yeah, he came the other time. A lot of people. Yeah, almost often koto marry. More really sure. Listen, Bommy, Farabale, Magbon, you walk on along way.
Thank you, God bless you. My name is Wole. I really have a lovely day. Thank you. Ashiri is the name. God bless you.
Apparently, some people are called by God and some people call God.
Yeah, no, they should bring the house down. I think I'm starting to get in the flow of the Yoruba language.
I actually want to say something
one
to
or
you.
two things.
Vimbai.
Lulu, let's not play these games.
Vimbai.
Lulu?
What?
Do you know where my village is? What does that mean?
She doesn't know.
Share your rope or denimi.
That's the best
Share
part.
your rope or denimi.
No, you report denny. But what tell you?
Okay, that's where I add. Because Dikatara Shona Panabaga, Tinozo Tanga Tukana, Saga Beta Titaure Chirungu.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Ashiri and Wole Arole.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good one. Timi Dakolo, Onyekolo. No, because you not run mad. You say I forgive you. You see?
Okay. On that note, let's focus, Lulu. Let's focus.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track, back on the agenda. It's time for it's time for us to share some more goodwill messages from friends and supporters of JJ Omojua. Who are we starting with in this session?
I think I think we'll start with the lady this time.
Certainly. Oh, okay. I've got this one. So this is somebody who's actually doing her own book launch on Sunday, which I'm incredibly excited about.
Yep.
It's titled A Toast to Life. Please welcome actress and now author Juliet Ibrahim to share a message of goodwill for JJ Omojua. She is looking at me like, when did my name get put on that rundown? Please do come up, Juliet. Another round of applause for her as she makes her way.
This way, yeah.
Remember, I told you my soul was 100% Nigerian until I went to Ghana, and then, whoa.
Let's not talk about the jollof rice from today.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would just like to say congratulations to JJ. And funny enough, we became friends through social media. That's the power of social media. I think I'm someone who uses social media and the digital platforms very, very well to network. So I meet a lot of people through social media and digital platforms. This is very interesting, and I see people always attack actors or actresses. How do you make money? Movies doesn't pay, blah, blah, blah. We do make money, but some of our wealth comes from digital platforms.